In his letter to the Colossians, the 3rd chapter, St. Paul writes, "As God's chosen ones, holy and beloved, clothe yourselves with compassion, kindness, humility, meekness, and patience. Bear with one another. If anyone has a complaint against another, forgive each other, just as the Lord has forgiven you. You also must forgive. Above all, clothe yourselves with love, which binds everything together in perfect harmony. And let the peace of Christ rule in your hearts, to which indeed you were called in the one body." Those may not be words I want to hear this morning, but they are words that I must hear today and every day. Good morning and welcome to Word of the Day Thursday, and our word for today is kindness. In fact, it's going to be our word for next week as well, a word that is important for us to share today. This has been a tough time, and it just keeps getting tougher. Not only are COVID-19 numbers rising, we're setting records in Wisconsin. There's so much acrimony in our country right now. The political scene is full of hate, fear-mongering, greed, power grasping, and avarice. How do I respond? With my own nasty words or snarky Facebook posts? By hating back or living in fear? Paul has important words for us this morning. He wasn't living during a pandemic in the middle of one of the nastiest presidential races in history. But St. Paul was not a stranger to difficult times. The words from Colossians are often read at weddings, and it's certainly great advice for beginning a new life together. But they are words that we need to hear right now as a part of a Christian community of faith. At least I know I do. I need to take a deep breath. I need to remember that I am God's own beloved child. And I need to remember that all those people I get so angry with are also God's own beloved children. Paul gives us a path forward. He says, "As God's chosen ones, holy and beloved, clothe yourselves with compassion and kindness." Isn't that an interesting way of putting it? Not just be compassionate and kind, but clothe yourselves. Put on those attributes that are so important. When our kids were little and we would shop for clothes, we'd often buy clothes that were just a little bit too big because we knew the kids would grow into them soon enough. Maybe it's the same with the attributes Paul speaks of. Maybe kindness and compassion don't just fit right at the present moment, but maybe we're growing into them. We have a choice about how to respond to this hurting and hating world. We can do what seems natural and fight fire with fire, or we can do what Christ calls us to do and what Christ did himself when surrounded by hate and fear. We can react with kindness and compassion. We can lead with love as our Savior always did. We'll talk more about this next week. Until then, may God bless you and encourage you.